Hello students, so welcome to this session. So in the last session we have discussed about memory and what are the types of memories. Okay, so what is called memory and what are the types of memories we have seen. Okay, so here memory is responsible for storing the data. Memory means storage. Okay, and there are two kinds of computer memory. Okay, so memories can be classified, memories can be divided into two types. So what are they? Primary memory and secondary memory. Okay, so primary memory. So what is primary memory? Primary memory is the memory that is used to run the computer. Okay, so primary memory includes three subtypes. What are they? RAM, ROM and cache. So these are the three subtypes. Okay, so primary memory includes three subtypes. They are RAM, ROM and cache. So primary memory can be also called as internal memory or main memory. Okay, because of these devices are placed inside CPU, inside the cabin. Okay, so primary memory also called as internal memory or main memory. Next, coming to secondary memory. Secondary memory is the memory that can support to any computer. Okay, here all the storage devices comes under secondary memory. Okay, so secondary memory also has three subtypes. It also has three subtypes. What are they? First subtype, first one, magnetic type, optical type, magneto-optical type. So these three are the subtypes of secondary memory. Okay, secondary memory also called as external memory or disk memory or auxiliary memory. Okay, here these devices, okay, these storage devices are placed outside CPU. Okay, so secondary memory also called as external memory or disk memory. So this is about what are the types of memories. Okay, so in this session we will discuss about primary memory, okay, and subtypes of primary memory. Okay, so in this session I am going to explain about RAM, ROM and okay, so cache we will see in the next session. So in this session we will discuss about RAM and ROM. Okay, and we will see what are the differences between RAM and ROM also. Okay, right. So in this session I am going to explain about RAM and ROM in detail. So let us start. Right, here RAM. First, what is RAM? What is the full form of RAM? So RAM stands for random access memory. Okay, so the full form of RAM is random access memory. RAM stands for random access memory. Okay. Next, RAM is a long memory chip. Okay. So RAM is a long memory chip which is present on the motherboard. Okay. So where the RAM is present on the motherboard. Okay, it is available on the motherboard. Okay, so RAM stands for random access memory. It is a long memory chip which is present on the motherboard. Okay, next, it performs read and write operations. Okay, so RAM performs read operation and write operation. It performs both operations. Okay, so both operations, nothing but read and write operations can easily performed by RAM. Okay, so RAM can able to perform read operation as well as write operation. Okay, writes. It reads and writes the data. Right. Next, so here RAM is a temporary memory. It is a temporary memory. Before going to discuss about that, so we have to remember one point. So when we enter the data in our computer, where the data will be stored first. So when we enter the data, that data is stored in the RAM first. Okay, so here when we enter the data, when we enter the data in our computer, and we enter the data, so that data is stored. That data is stored in RAM. That data first stored in RAM. Okay, so that data is first stored in RAM. Okay, so we should remember this point. So when we enter the data, so that data will be stored in the RAM first. Okay, next, RAM is a temporary memory. It is a temporary, not a permanent memory. RAM is not a permanent memory. RAM is a temporary memory. So that means when we switch off the computer, the information that is stored in RAM will be lost. Okay, that's why here RAM is a temporary memory. Okay, so when we switch off the computer, when we turn off the computer, okay, so when we switch off the computer, the information in the RAM, will be lost. Okay, so it is a temporary memory. So clear. So temporary memory. Why we are saying RAM is a temporary memory? So for suppose when we switch off the computer, the information in the RAM will be deleted, will be erased, will be lost. Okay, so it is not a permanent memory, it is a temporary memory. Okay, next RAM is also called as, volatile memory. It is also called as volatile memory. Okay, here I am writing. It is also called as volatile memory. Okay, so these are the points we have to remember. Okay, so RAM stands for random access memory. Okay, so next, RAM is a long memory chip which is present on the motherboard. Okay, next, RAM performs read operation and write operation. It performs read and write operations. Next point, so when we enter the data, that data is stored in the RAM first. Okay, the data first stored in the RAM. Next, RAM is a temporary memory. When we switch off our computer, the information that is in the RAM will be lost automatically. Okay, it is a temporary memory. Next, it is also called as volatile memory. Volatile means here RAM does not contain fixed information. Okay, the information in the RAM will be changed always. Okay, so it is also called as volatile memory. Okay, so when we switch off the computer, the information in the RAM will be lost. So it is called as volatile memory, also called as volatile memory. So it is a volatile memory. Okay, so this is about RAM. Next, we will discuss about ROM. Okay, so ROM, what is the full form of ROM? ROM stands for read-only memory. ROM stands for read-only memory. Next, ROM is a small memory chip. RAM is a long memory chip. ROM is a small memory chip. RAM is a long memory chip which is present on the motherboard. ROM is a small memory chip which is also present on the motherboard. Okay, so both RAM and ROM both are present on the motherboard only. Okay, next, here we have to remember one point. So what ROM contains? Here ROM contains system booting files. ROM contains what? System booting files on it permanently. So ROM contains what? System booting files on it permanently. Okay, and the data in the ROM, okay, the information or the data, the information in the ROM only be accessed by CPU. CPU also called as processor. Okay, so ROM contains system booting files. Okay, we'll see in the coming classes what is booting, Okay, and all. So here ROM contains, not RAM, ROM. ROM contains what? System booting files. Okay, and the information in the ROM only be accessed by CPU, nothing but processor. Okay, but it cannot change it. So CPU just access the information which is stored in the RAM, but it cannot change the data. Okay, right. So next here RAM performs read and write operations. What about ROM? So ROM performs only read operation. So as the name itself, as the name indicates here. So ROM, read only memory. It performs only read operation. It can't perform write operation. Okay, it can't perform write operation. It can perform only read operation. Okay, as I said earlier before. So the information or the data stored in the ROM only be accessed by CPU, but it cannot change it. Okay, so clear. So RAM performs read and write operations, but ROM performs only read operation. Next, when we enter the data first stored in the RAM. What about ROM? Here ROM contains fixed information. ROM contains fixed information. ROM contains what? Always fixed information. What information it contains? Okay. So here the ROM contains system booting files on it permanently. Okay. So the information in the ROM will not be changed always. Okay. It contains fixed information. But here the information will be changed always. Okay. It does not contain fixed information. Next, ROM is a permanent memory. ROM is a permanent memory. Okay, RAM is a temporary memory, but ROM is a permanent memory. Here, when we switch off the computer, the information in the RAM will be lost. Here, when we switch off the computer, the information in the ROM will not be lost because of it is a permanent memory. Okay. So when we switch off, the computer, the information in the ROM will not be lost. Okay. So when we switch off the computer, the information in the ROM will not be lost because of it is a permanent memory. Here, in case of RAM, when we switch off the computer, the information in the RAM will be lost. Here it is a temporary memory. Okay. Next, ROM is also called as volatile memory. Sorry, RAM is also called as volatile memory. ROM is also called as non-volatile memory. It is also called as what? Non-volatile memory. Okay. So RAM is also called as volatile memory. ROM is also called as non-volatile memory. Okay, so when we switch off the computer, the information in the RAM will be lost, so it is a volatile memory. The information, when we switch off the computer, the information in the ROM will not be lost, it is a non-volatile memory. Okay, so the information in the RAM will be changed, it does not contain fixed information, that's why here it is a volatile memory. Here it contains fixed information. ROM contains fixed information. The information in the ROM will not be changed. So it is a non-volatile memory. Okay. So this is about RAM and ROM. Okay. And we covered the differences between RAM and ROM also. Okay. So that's all now. In the next session, we will discuss about cache and we'll start secondary memory. Okay, so thank you.